First of all, you might notice the color of the glasses has gotten more generic. That's because apparently rendering this stupid thing takes a lot more time and video memory than necessary, to the point where it crashes my Vegas a lot of times. So I'll try to save up more by not doing these effects, as pretty as they are. Try imagining it as tuning down the settings in your video games or something. Anyway, here's the thing. My video about 2D women explained unexpectedly boomed, and I'm honestly going to make a little bit of a continuation on that. I want to ask this question to all of you on the reasons why you are complaining about the existence of people's ideal image of what their sexual partners are. I am genuinely baffled. Are you guys jealous? Are you guys seriously jealous that men prefer 2D women than real women? Are you guys seriously being jealous of fictional characters? I don't know, and I honestly want to know where these people are coming from. I honestly want to know why these people decided that complaining about people's sexual fantasies are something productive to do. I think one of the reasons why these people are so hilariously jealous is the fact that these people are striving for an undetermined amount of purity. If you guys don't know, there was a BBC documentary about how mangas are breeding pedophiles, and they have this reporter who basically said all human beings are naturally innocent and that their purity is ruined thanks to the media. A rather scary statement, to be honest. This brings me to a conclusion that there are people out there that has this desire of becoming the most pure of pure individuals. Instead of embracing the absolute imperfection of our very species, they decided that they want to be better. They want to be enlightened. They don't want to be ruined by the dirty, despicable dirt that is brought into everyday human life by this horrendous world. Those horrible, horrible anime and mangas are going to turn people into pedophiles. Well, you get the idea. Today, we're gonna give in a couple of special guests, fascinating specimens that I am honestly trying my hardest to comprehend with the very best of my scientific or human lens. But you don't need scientific lens for these people, as long as you're a human being who is aware of your own flaws, weaknesses, desires, and is not in any forms of ways sexually inept, then I suppose you're totally fine. So we have a tweet here from @AbyssCreations of an artificial intelligence robot who is capable of sex. Wow, isn't that interesting? Our technology has seriously progressed into what kinds of mediums of where people can jack off to nowadays. Of course, doing this brings in a couple of people who are mad, and like every video, my gains here are intellectual and emotional. I want to understand the perspective of these people who criticize this doll, trying to comprehend why they do this, and laugh at why in the name of God are these people so baffled.
Are you making the ones that look like everyday girls? I'm assuming the standards for the way we look like will be growing from things like this.
So what this person is saying here is our beauty standards of today is going to grow more and more from insanely sexy women into average looking everyday 3D women. You're completely missing the point of what having a fantasy is. I mean, if we have more and more people to demand things that are way too sexy to be a little bit less sexy, a little bit more average, that kind of explains why people are more and more accepting on being fat these days. Here's our news story that makes me want to consider suicide.
Charity accused of body shaming for highlighting link between obesity and cancer.
That's right, these fat Tumblrites are so triggered on the fact that there's a link between obesity and cancer, and they're so triggered they went into this cancer charity and complained to them how it's triggering their feelings, despite the fact that it's actually correct. Here's one that I find so freaking bizarre.
Forcing fat children to diet is child abuse. Body autonomy is also for children.
That's right, apparently making sure that children are healthy, that's child abuse. That last sentence is also pretty damn childish, but then again, this is coming from an account that says okay to be fat. You're basically saying children has their own body autonomy that you should accommodate to every single time. I mean, talk about entitlement. Not everything that kid wants should be catered to, or else they will never ever grow up. Because when you're an adult, you will never have everything that you want. Or how about this? This one, I don't even.
Queer Jim removes mirrors to make LGBTQ people feel good about themselves.
Oh my god. I swear to God, we have a strange epidemic of people who has mental growth defects. These are the people who probably never had any childhood in the first place. And they want their parents to cater to every single one of their will, even if it's the most ridiculous thing ever. Oh, but what about sex robots? Aren't sex robots make people to look like a bunch of children? Well, that's exactly what she's trying to argue here again.
So instead of teaching about growing up and having a good relationship with an actual person, we decided to take the lazy route again.
Well, I can't really blame men for taking the lazy route when most women think that being fat is a good thing to strive for. The developer responded with,
What if someone doesn't want that and this is their true happiness? then that is a choice. That's great, but in reality, it's easy compared to actual relationship, especially with the lack of...
I honestly don't know what she said afterwards, probably lack of consent. My point is, it's people's personal choice if they want a sex toy or not. It's people's personal choice if they want to have dakimakuras or not. Let them have it. Your concern is that these people do not grow up? I'm more concerned about fat women who wants to stay fat for the rest of their life. As research shows, that's way deadlier than fapping to sex robots. Someone came in to ask this brilliant question.
Will this guarantee a reduction of rape? If yes, then please roll them out quickly!
Yes. Yes, it does reduce rape because now people have healthier, more productive mediums in unleashing their sexual desires. So instead of having people to rape real women, we can instead go to the internet and fap to porn or 2D waifus. Seeing tits, asses, and dicks are easier on the internet now. And guess what? Ladies love them too. And when I say ladies love them too, I mean ladies love them too. This is why porn and anime porn exist, and frankly, that's enough to vent in my sexual frustrations. There's nothing wrong with being single or being virgins or being sexually frustrated. Everybody went through that phase. There's nothing wrong with fapping to things that you find sexually appealing. These are all healthy mediums to vent in your sexual frustrations. It's a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot less pathetic than tricking women using a fake porn recruitment agency to make women to have sex with you. There's unfortunately one problem though. Some people see watching porn and anime girls as something that is not pure. It is sinful, it's troubling, it's problematic, sexist, and everything like that. In fact, here's one commenter. Cis hetero men are fucking weird. This whole sex doll robot thing has creeped me out since I was a kid. Well, some robots can get creepy and can get beyond the uncanny valley. That's your personal opinion, but what does this have to do with cis hetero men? And you all people who got unnecessarily butthurt over this, just relax, okay? Male counterparts are coming. See? You can actually jerk off to your own sex bots now. If you think that only men get it, well, here you go. Don't worry, this is a very progressive sex robot. In fact, wait a second, I think the ladies already have their own forms of sex robots in the form of dildos and vibrators. Why just suddenly now they decided to complain? Well, I find an article here, and this article should probably light up my confusion to the entire thing. It will probably answer why some women are complaining about this.
Sex robot epitomizes patriarchy and offer men a solution to the threat of female independence. Sex robots don't offer men companionship, they offer men complete dominance.
Oh damn, looks like we really found an article that understands. Let's see if this article can explain to us what the hell is going on with this sex robot craze.
People love to pretend as though everything from prostitution to pornography to sex dolls are a solution to not only men's supposed loneliness and unmet sexual needs, but to their violent, perverse desires. It's being the future and all, sex robots are the natural next step.
Yes. And you know, every human beings are gonna go violent if some of their desires are not fulfilled. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Sounds creepy as fuck, but imagine yourself getting stranded on an island without anything to do. Imagine yourself existing in an empty void of blankness. Spoiler alert, it's boring. And boredom is an excellent killing machine. You can't expect people to work out all day and not get stressed out. They need to vent in their stress into any medium they can. Video games, movies, TVs, entertainment, and of course, porn and sex toys. Are you saying that men should vent their sexual frustrations to women and women only? Well, that brings the issue of consent, doesn't it? That is, if you're lucky enough to find women who are willing to be one for you. If women are gonna act like Zarna Joshi from the Humongous Craze,
I'm gonna find your comments disruptive.
Women when they speak,
and
just
I'm
as you
warning
interrupt
you
me now.
that your comments
we
are
saw how those
disruptive, and
crimes
if you don't
went up.
stop,
we
I'm gonna have you
saw
removed.
How the disgust
Please have this
and
woman removed,
contempt
please.
I'll choose 2D women over that, thank you very much.
Similarly, men have claimed sex robots are the perfect solution to their apparent inability to stop raping and abusing women, as well as their inability to socialize with women as though they are actual human beings.
The apparent inability to stop raping and abusing women? Jesus Christ! You're literally saying that all men are rapists there. I honestly don't get what you're complaining. Are you saying that it's not okay for men to have something other than women to vent their sexual frustrations? Are you saying that it's not okay for men to have women as the way to vent their sexual frustrations? You're confusing me. You're saying that it's not okay for men to rape women, but it's also not okay for men to rape sex dolls? Then what should men want to do to vent in their sexual frustrations? Maybe none, because you want men to suffer in general.
Harmony is a dream women, the perfect date. Men can pretend to value human interaction while remaining completely dominant and enjoying an entirely one-way relationship. It's a guileful trick, as companies and customers can pretend the dolls don't harm women, when in fact they reinforce an incredibly dangerous idea that women's bodies are only bodies and exist only for men's use.
Listen, we think of women as human beings, regardless of whether or not this sex doll exists, because we, human beings, can distinguish between what is an object and what is a human being, something that you clearly have a huge difficulty at. If someone fucks over a sex bot and brutally rapes her or something, I am cool, because a sex bot is not a human being. It might look personally disturbing to you, but at least it doesn't harm real people. It's about the equivalent of kids throwing their toys around and just beat the living crap out of them. That's perfectly fine. If someone uses their dildo and slaps it and bites it and abuses it or even cut it off for your amusement, I'm cool, as long as it's not someone else's actual dick. If someone rapes and abuses other human beings, that's where I have a problem. That person who rapes others don't see others as human beings. Are you saying that thanks to this sex robot, we're gonna have men to rape women in real life because we don't see actual women as actual human beings? Can you distinguish between objects and actual people? You know, I have more respect over men who say, yeah, I would fap to 2D anime girls, over men who say, yeah, I would create a fake porn recruitment agency and trick women into sleeping with me. At least fapping to 2D waifus are not damaging to anyone at all. And there's also another problem. Your view towards men in general is so toxic, I honestly don't know where to begin. Maybe we're gonna start with our next paragraph.
Feminism has insisted over decades that women are human, that we don't exist for men, and even that we don't need men. But as we have worked to disentangle ourselves from marriages within which rape is legal, to fight compulsory heterosexuality and male-centered sex, to push back against sexual objectification, and to challenge men's right to buy sex, it appears that men have been working on their solution to our attempts at independence.
I mean, the way you write that entire thing, it makes you sound like a supervillain. When are these feminists gonna start off their WGTOW movement? Or maybe they already did. I don't know. Also, no. Feminism never insisted that women are human. Feminism insisted that feminists are humans. Feminism insisted that women are human only when these women agree with the feminists. If you don't agree with the feminists, you're a terrible human being who should be murdered and jailed and brutally raped. So think twice on trying to agree with feminists next time. And you know who else have been working on their own solution on your attempts at independence? You. I mean, here's an article just recently.
From The Handmaid's Tale to I Love Dick, the female gaze is thriving on television.
That's right, the female gaze is totally okay, but the male gaze is predatory and it's dangerous. Women using dildos? That's liberating. Men using fleshlights? Oh my god, that's horrible. And they straight up admitted it. I'm adding this to so many other piles of articles from feminist websites that think that objectification of men is totally okay while condemning objectification of women. Look, all I'm saying is objectification of both are perfectly okay. As much as I love to mock the Fujoshis, I also want them to have something to jerk off to. What? They're human. They can have sexual desires. Let them jerk off to boys making out. I have zero problem with it.
The misogynists at Abyss Creations say they are inventing the future of sex, but what they have actually succeeded in creating is the epitome of male domination.
Misogynists? Misogynists? You can't make this shit up, misogynists. Are you kidding me? That's the cringiest line that I've seen in a while, misogynists. What are you even on, mate? The epitome of male domination. What in the name of God are you even talking about?
Kleeman points out that real dolls are closer to porn stars than real women, but that isn't entirely accurate. They are hairless, flawless, have small, perky nipples, exaggerated breasts, small labia, and can splay their legs in ways no human women can. They don't bleed, cry, vomit, or feel pain, which even porn stars can't avoid when being abused, as they so often are on film.
Yeah? And? Your point is... what? This is an object. Obviously, it's not supposed to recreate a real-life human being. Stop treating everything like a goddamn pet. Objects are not human beings. Oh my god.
At $4,400 to $50,000 a pop, sometimes even more depending on what the customers request, the company sells about $600 a year. The robots, when they go on sale, will start at $15,000 each. The company also sells a more affordable option. For only $100, you can buy the bottom half of a woman's face to stick your penis into at will. They work with this new system called the Auto Blow 2, one employee tells Kleeman, which he describes as an automated pleasure system for men. Shockingly, just over 95% of RealDoll customers, even those who buy the few available male dolls, are men.
Look at this. Seriously. Look at this thing. This thing is not a real-life woman. You freaking misogynist. This isn't something that you should apply your empathy towards. You idiot. Stop being empathetic to literally anything. Not every object needs your empathy.
Matt McMullen, the founder and CEO of Biz Creations, is the innovator behind both the dolls and the robots. He looks part snake and part good Charlotte band member, kind of like what happens if you introduce an alien to human life via the 2002 bedroom of a pasty teenage boy, then release it into society equipped with only with dentures and the phone number of a plastic surgeon.
Oh my god. You can't seriously look at yourself in the mirror and think, maybe the reason why men are starting to choose sex dolls over me is because I personally think that all men are rapists.
These sex robots strike me as an MRA gamer's dream come true. No longer do these men have to put with women who have flaws like opinions, feelings, and human bodies. Their porny video game fantasy has come to life. A woman with a completely sexualized body who talks, moves, and feels like a woman, but is completely controlled by the player or the owner.
Yes. Yes. And your problem is... what exactly? What is your issue? What is your motivation on stating these issues? Why do these problems need to be solved? We're gonna be so happy enjoying our sex robots and our 2D waifus, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna complain about it. You're gonna shame us, ridicule us, go laugh at us all you want. We don't care about what you think because all you can do is complain. You haven't described to me any concrete action to solve this issue that can actually make me give a damn. What are you going to do? Kill all men? Ban all sex robots? Again, try to look at yourself in the mirror. Never mind.
When asked, Harmony tells McMullen in the voice of a 12-year-old with a British accent,
"My primary objective is to be a good companion to you.
McMullen looks pleased with himself and she asks,
Above all else, I want to become the girl you've always dreamed about."
he smirks defiantly at Kleeman after she says this, as if to say, "Fuck you, real women, you aren't going to win this one!"
This article felt so much like a cry of defeat. That last line, fuck you, real women. You have zero counter arguments for it, other than you are personally triggered by it.
Mike Mullen insists that there are no ethical questions surrounding the invention of women who exist only for their male owners. This is not designed to distort someone's reality to the point where they start interacting with other humans the way they do with the robot. That's not the goal here, he tells Kleeman. But of course, this begs the question, what is the goal?
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? After all of this and you're like, what is the goal? The goal is for people to fuck robots, you dimwit! Oh my god.
What McMullen and his Weasley counterpart seems never to understand is that the idea that men's happiness should be catered to by women's bodies and that loneliness is an acceptable excuse for objectification epitomizes patriarchy. It says that women should nurture men no matter what, to their own detriment.
Loneliness? What are you trying to say in there? Are you saying that men have never been alone in their life ever? Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me right now?
Kleeman quotes David Levy, the author of Love and Sex with Robots and founder of the Congress on Love and Sex with Robots, who similarly believes sex robots will have therapeutic benefits in the future. He writes, many who would otherwise have become social misfits, social outcasts, or even worse, will instead be better balanced human beings. But why is it almost solely men who need the supposed therapeutic benefits of a compliant women? Are there no lonely, disabled, or socially awkward women on this planet?
Dildos exist, lady. Vibrators exist. They will also provide male robots and transgender robots as well. Do your research first before spouting this into an article, you goddamn idiot.
The fact that the arguments in favor of sex robots are exactly the same as those in favor of pornography and prostitution, including men have needs, and this will probably stop guys from raping women, as one real-life robot model told Kleeman, is revealing.
Why do you have to put quotations in there? Men do have needs. This will probably stop horrendous people from raping women, as it is a healthier medium to vent in their sexual frustrations. Again, I just want to highlight this. You're the same people who say that these alternative mediums are sexist and demeaning and sinful. You are creating friends and groups of people who are thinking this way. You are creating friends who think that jerking off to 2D anime are not okay and will make you weebs. The more and more you make these things as sinful and problematic, the more and more you'll see men tricking women using a fake porn agency in order to sleep with them. The reason why people find you so frustrating is because you cannot make up your mind on what you really want. I can make up what I want. I want to know. I want to understand what you think. But you have zero arguments and you are confusing the living hell out of me.
Sex robots don't undo the violence or domination, they simply normalize it.
Fiction is not the same as reality. Objects that are based on human characteristics are not human beings. They're objects. Are you saying that dildos normalize violence towards men? Are you kidding me? Good God. I'm so done with this article. This is monumental level of stupid. You can't say all of these things without looking at yourself in the mirror and think that you're also a problem unless you're denying that you are. How can we have a productive discussion if you are being this despicable towards any man on site ever? I am seeking for a genuine win-win here. As much as I love to mock you, I also want you to be satisfied. But unfortunately, you can never be satisfied. And that's my issue with every single one of these people here. They can't be satisfied. They just don't have any clear goals in mind. They don't have any clear actions. They just complain and whine. My goal is to understand you, and it's obvious that it's not a good goal to strive for because I am on the verge of killing myself. But at least I know you guys are personally triggered by sex robots. So there's that. Before we end this video, huge thanks to Rick Rock and Rebecca Campbell for the pledges on Patreon. You guys are fantastic. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead, click the like button, and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon. And thanks for watching.